Today we're going to be talking about how you can impress your coaches at football practice. Now, first thing that you need to do to impress your coaches is sprinting or running from drill to drill or station to station. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be too cool for this. You want to just stay with your position group, take a nice, low, easy jog, whatever the case may be, and that's fine. But I'm telling you this right now, if you're that guy that's sprinting from drill to drill, showing that type of effort, showing that max effort, that's a very, very easy way to impress your coach, get him to notice you, because you're constantly going first when you get to the station first in every single drill. So you should challenge yourself that you are going to be the guy that takes the first rep of every single new drill or every single new practice period. Number two thing that you need to do to impress your football coaches at practice, be willing to play special teams. By special teams, I literally mean every single facet of special teams. Now, if you're an offensive lineman or maybe you're a quarterback, that's obviously a different story, but if you're a skill position player, linebacker, safety, running back, receiver, even sometimes a defensive line, you guys should be playing special teams. So that's returning kicks, returning punts, you're on kickoff return, is usually for a high school program or even like a middle school program, youth program. How they pick special teams is really not that complicated, guys. They go, okay, we're gonna do kickoff return. Who wants to be on kickoff return? And they'll ask people to jog out to the field. And a lot of guys, because they're lazy, don't want to play special teams. It's like, oh, I'm a receiver, oh, you know, I'm a DB, that's all I want to play. You guys got to get on the field during special teams. Because I'll tell you this, at a collegiate level, like let's say you're a walk-on at a college, how you make the team is by playing special teams. They've already recruited hundreds of guys, right? Whether it's throughout the 4 years, obviously, they don't recruit 100 guys every single year, but their recruitable guys are going to play the skill position spots. The guys who are walk-ons, who maybe just tried out for the team, they haven't been recruited, how you make the team is special teams. And even in the NFL, how you make the team is special teams, especially if you're like an undrafted free agent type of guy. So you want to take that same mindset to your high school practice or your youth practice, because that's a great way that you could stand out to your coach. Now, before we get back into how you guys can impress your football coaches, fellas, if you're a quarterback or a wide receiver and you guys would like a custom workout plan that I will design for you, check out that very first link in that description below. You can get access to our new custom workout plan service. What you'll be able to do is send me clips of you training, game film, practice film. These could honestly be clips off of your iPhone, you guys throwing at a net, running a route, whatever the case may be, and we give you instructions of what types of film we want to see. But then what I'll do is I'll give you video analysis on that, so I'll break down your film, audio, video feedback. I'll draw on the screen, hey, you need to improve here. This is where you're weak here. And then we'll construct a custom gym and on-field workout plan for you to follow. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you guys check out that very first link in that description below. Let's get back to this video. Now, tip number 3, you guys, to impress your coach at football practice is if they need an extra guy on the other side of the ball, you need to hop up and do it. So let's say, for example, you're a wide receiver, right? And let's say you're playing receiver, you're a starting receiver, or maybe you're a backup receiver trying to fight for time, you're competing for a spot. If there's a situation where they need a DB, they need a safety, maybe they're running low on guys, maybe a guy got hurt or whatever it is, you should be the first one to hop right up and be able to take that spot on the other side, because coaches love athletes. Guys, you're young. You could play both sides of the ball. The only level where you don't see guys play both sides of the ball is like high Division I level football and in the NFL. And even in Division I level football, you see a guy like Travis Hunter, who everybody loves. They deem him as the best athlete in college football because he could dominate on both sides of the ball. So you want to be an explosive playmaker. At the end of the day, you need to get on the field to be able to show your skills to your coach, to impress your coach, and they know that maybe DB or wide receiver, if it's the opposite scenario, is not your main position, but they will appreciate the fact that you stepped up and you were willing to learn a new spot. Now, the next thing you could do to impress your coaches at practice is do not make mental mistakes. There really, honestly, guys, is no excuse for mental mistakes. Like, the physical mistakes are going to happen, and we're going to talk about that later on in this video, but when it comes to knowing your playbook, knowing your assignment, that's all just strictly discipline. Like, let's say you're a quarterback and you forget a play or forget a read, there is no excuse that happens, right? Because you're a quarterback, you're an offensive player, they give you the playbook, they've gone over the plays, you need to know those plays. So let's say maybe you don't have a playbook, but you're at practice and they're going over plays, or you're in a meeting, they're going over plays, you're in a film study session, they're going over plays. You should have a notebook, you should have a pen, and you should be writing down all those plays, because there is no excuse for mental mistakes, because mental mistakes are what piss off your coach the most. If you want to be in good graces with your coach, always do your assignments, always do your assignments. The physical stuff will happen, but the mental mistakes should never happen, and that's an easy way to impress your coach. Now, the next thing, we briefly touched on it in that last clip, was physical mistakes. Guys, understand that physical mistakes are going to happen. You know, you may run a route and you may get locked up by a DB. You may throw a pass and you may throw it over your wide receiver's head. That's a physical mistake, and coaches know that a physical mistake is going to happen. But what you need to challenge yourself to do is to not make that same physical mistake twice. That's why we're there in the first place. It's practice, right? Practice is to get out all of the bad reps so they don't actually happen in a game. You're preparing for a game. And The only way that you could prepare is by going out there and actually making mistakes. So guys, if you sail a pass, drop a pass, coach is gonna coach you up, but a way to piss him off is if you keep doing that over and over again. So if he coaches you up on a deep pass and says, oh, you didn't lean with the ball properly, and that's why you dropped it, it crossed your face and went over your head. Then on the next rep, you do the exact same thing and he's having to get on you again and he's having to repeat himself. It's a very, very easy way to piss him off. Now, I hold coaches to a high standard. I think that if an athlete's not getting it, they need to find a different way to explain it, but not every coach is gonna think like that. It's on you as an athlete when they coach you up, receive the coaching, fix the mistake, and move on, because there's nothing a coach loves more than a coachable player. Now also, fellas, if you are trying to bulk up this summer or this off season, check out that second link in the description below for our AG Labs Salted Caramel Whey Protein Powder. We obviously have different flavors other than salted caramel if you're not a salted caramel guy, but this is one of the best things that you can take to help you gain weight in the summer or in the off season. So guys, to gain weight, you want to try to consume 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight. So if you're 160, you want to get to 170, you want to try to consume 170 grams of protein on a day-to-day basis. Now, don't abuse that and take like 250 grams because your body can only absorb so much protein, but that's a good gauge for you, and that's tough to do without a protein powder. So if you guys want a great protein powder that's easy on the stomach, easy to digest, specifically for athletes, check out, again, that second link in the description below. Use the promo code FIRST15, FIRST15 at checkout, and you get 15% off our AG Labs Whey Protein Powder. Now, this next way that you can impress your coaches at practice is mainly for my high school wide receivers who have a lifting program. So guys, you should never skip reps in your lifting program for your high school. Like, I'm telling you this right now, like, I get a lot of messages from athletes or comments that say like, oh, our lifting program isn't that good, they're having us do this, I'm just gonna lift on my own, or, you know, maybe I lift at home, so do I need to lift at school? Yes. Every single exercise that they give you, the exact amount of sets, the exact amount of reps you need to perform, because coaches look for that kind of thing. I'll give you a perfect story. There was an athlete that I used to coach at a local high school down here for 1 year. We coached varsity ball, and this was a kid who was going into his senior year. He had never played a snap of football. He had a legitimate chance to be able to get in the rotation of our receivers. All 4 of our receivers that I was coaching at the time, all were like Division I level guys. He was not. He was a little undersized, but he could have got into the rotation and got on the field. But he had a problem doing the things that we asked him to do, doing the extra work. So in the gym, another athlete told me, who, again, you know, he was probably a little pissed that this guy was getting reps over him, but he told me, he's like, hey, watch such and such athlete, and he doesn't do anything in the gym. Watch him, pay attention to him, right? So we watched him, the entire coaching staff, for the entire workout, and he did 1 set of push-ups when he had probably 12 different exercises with 3 different sets for each exercise to do. I'm just ballparking that number, obviously. So we were obviously pissed as a coaching staff. All of his other teammates are killing themselves in the summer trying to get better, and he's skipping reps because he just doesn't want to do it. He doesn't feel like it. So after that, we never relied on him. We couldn't trust him, and he was a scout team guy for the rest of the year. I think he maybe got a couple snaps in garbage time, but you can't be that player, you guys. So if you're those guys that skip reps, skip exercises, don't be that guy. Trust me, coaches watch. Other players will tell different coaches things. You always got to make sure that you're doing those little details to give yourself the best chance possible.